Now, Joanne Cummings is a career Foreign Service officer in the US State Department who has served extensively in the Middle East. And she joins us now from Texas. Joanne, thank you for your time. What does this attack tell us about Iran's capabilities and also willingness to deploy them?
I think that, when we look at Iran and its decisions what to do in the Middle East, it's reflecting a fairly long history of the relationship, but it's certainly in a critical moment, both in the domestic politics of Iran and, frankly, in the domestic politics of Israel. Iran is determined to demonstrate to the groups that it supports that it is able to defend them, that it is able to be on their side, to take action on their behalf, to not let them be attacked. It's already in an embarrassing position because of the depth of the bombing in Gaza, and now, of course, the killings among Hezbollah leaders. So Iran has a variety of reasons for doing this. I think that they are probably quite sincere in stating that, they view this as their statement. And if Israel says, okay, we're going to reach some sort of conclusion in Gaza, we're going to recognize a Palestinian state, we're going to work things out with Lebanon, that Iran has no particular reason to continue the attack. If, however, Israel decides to retaliate in kind, then I think that we face a very, very difficult future in the Middle East regionally. And of course, that affects all of our governments as well as the millions of people who live there.
And what are you expecting, or at least preparing for, to happen next?
It's a difficult question because what I would like to happen, that there would be a pause, let's step back, let's try and find a solution that involves killing less people. I think that many of the leaders are not in the mood for that. And of course, so much depends on where you choose to start history. What's a retaliation and what's a provocation, and what is resistance and what is self-defense, all depends on when you start the process of action and reaction. I think that there's pressure on Netanyahu to do something. There's been pressure on him to do something ever since the massive security failure on the 7th of October when Hamas killed so many people in Israel. So he is under pressure politically in Israel to show that he is strong, just as the Iranian leaders are trying to prove they're strong.
Tell us about Joe Biden's response to this and how he's navigating that.
He's in a difficult position. He has a lifetime of just a instinctive gut level affection for Israel, which he has expressed many times. I think he is personally frustrated and angry that he has not been heard by Netanyahu, that Netanyahu, in a sense, is making political capital domestically in pushing back against American advice and guidance. So he wants to demonstrate America's support for Israel's security, while at the same time he is saying to them and to the domestic audience in the United States, the level of killing that Israel is carrying out is not acceptable.
Finally, what are the options to de-escalate, and how would they come about?
The primary issue is going to be having a ceasefire in Gaza that allows for a solution to be reached. In other words, the Hamas has indicated that they are willing to return hostages that are living and the bodies of hostages that are dead. At the same time, the United States, other countries have said this has to be in the context of not just a promise for the future, but a firm commitment and implementation of Palestinian national rights. This is a hard sell in Israel because many Israelis now feel, and they have certainly been told, that there is no such thing as a Palestinian people that desire to live with them. But if you look at the recent statement by the Jordanian Foreign Minister, Ayman Safadi, he said, look, we can do a deal. Israel can have security. We need to have recognition of Palestinian national rights. Many of the issues, in fact, do go away at that point, as has been said over the decades. But we are in a position where people are looking at what happened yesterday, not what would be good in a year.